What's up, guys? Thanks and welcome back to the channel and the podcast. Shout out to This Is Tosh. So earlier, I saw on the notifications that Joseline Hernandez got in a fight with Big Lex.
Back up. Joseline Hernandez fighting everybody in this bitch. That's the whole Hey man, somebody stop that shit. Hey, stop that girl, man. She killing that girl. Hey, bro, stop that shit, bro.
I remember hearing some time ago that Big Lex had like her own show that's doing really good on some of the network. I don't know if it's this Dodge network, because I don't know if that network actually went off, took off or not, but I should have probably done some research and have something up there to for you guys by now. In the event, this was so disheartening, and it really opened my eyes up to something that's been like a serious issue with Joseline for a very long time. And I mean, I think because it's so much of that going on in the world and has been going on since the beginning of God knows when. I think that's just how or why it just got lost in translation. But I'm really getting sick of people, because it is not just about people attacking so-called black women. I don't like that, because you'll have to show me the place that is black land. So I don't deal with that ignorant shit here at my channel. We are melanated women, and further, you would just need to know your history. I know mine. I am a Native American woman, and I know the tribe that I descend from. That's enough of that. Enough of me for now. Moving forward, to all of us, back to all of us. I'm really getting sick and tired of like the attack on us coming from others, meaning other nations, coming from ourselves. And that's the reason why it keeps coming from other nations, because it comes from ourselves. And we ask the question, who's going to protect us and all this bullshit. But at the end of the day, if we're not protecting each other as melanated women, you can't expect that from anyone else, because it's the same thing. Like, unfortunately, people that are all put together at once and they have a thought is usually not good. Remember that thing in college called groupthink? Usually not good. So it's just like, if one person has an idea to do something and they all decide to chime in and do that same thing, what if it's fucking murder? Right? Not a good idea. So it's just like this. When one group of people, one person decides that we aren't enough, or we are intimidating, because that's really what it is. Over time, we've been told so much about our native looks, but yet we see over time that they've been literally bought and stolen and sold back to us. This is ridiculous. So I'm gonna go off of that and go back onto this, because I've got a lot to say in reference to all this. I'm actually outside right now, walking the track, my little one. And that's the reason for the podcast. That's the reason for the topic that needs, for it needing to be discussed. Because who's going to be left for my son? One of them have already found a wife, thank God. Or his kids. But what about this one? Who's going to be left for him? If you all keep allowing and raising your daughters to self-destruct and destroy one another, who will be left to continue on the race in a positive way? When will enough be enough? When will this whole culture be shut down? When will this gangster? This is not even, you know what? There are no real men around. There are no real men that are willing to stand up and say, hey, I don't want to hold. Hey, I don't want some chick that wants to fight on other women, or that's intimidated or jealous of other women. That's disgusting. That's ridiculous. It's and it's actually out there. The problem is there is the reward. There's so much reward. Did you know that there is reward? Nations are being rewarded for making us look like buffoons or taking part in the destruction of us. I am sick of Joseline Hernandez. I'm sick of her. And she's canceled. She needs to be canceled. This is not the first time. It was funny. And this is how they introduce us to it all, right? It's always a seduction because she comes and she's very, very... I don't want to speak anything positive about this woman in this moment, but she is a very beautiful woman. She does have a very nice body. But Joseline, that hair, girl, you need some tame. You need some tame in that hair. Because hey, listen, you got some melanin up in you, child, because them kinks can't be, anyway, cut all that out. So, sick of Joseline. So in the beginning, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous. So you have the women that want to look like her and emulate her for whatever reason, wrong reasons. Some reasons like, okay, well, Mimi. We saw Mimi not really take her stance against Joseline as much as she could have. She gave up. She was even willing to have a 3-way relationship with her and Stevie J. She was willing to do that. And so the point of this being played out on television is so that you all can understand that you as a so-called black woman, you should stand down to a woman of another nation because of whatever reason. But it's so ridiculous because at the end of the day, it's bigger than that. The reason why Joseline should stop and we all should stop is because we're all in the same boat together. There's only two different nations in all reality. There are melanated people and unmelanated people. That's it. And so we've been broken down into Spanish, African, Native American, so on and so forth. Even that in the UK, we're over there talking about this. I just know that's right, huh? So we're all separated, but we're all still one. But as long as we feel separated in division, we'll be a part of the bigger army, the bigger battle to take us all out, each other. Well, it doesn't make any sense. You'll fight a war, and you'll fight a war, and you'll fight a war. You'll fight that war forever, and then you'll lose. The opposing side will lose. Numbers will dwindle. That's just mathematics. But if you were to create a war within your opposing side, you could continuously win that war. So things like moles, things like false narratives, things like subliminal messaging, all kinds of things. They put it in our food. The school system is shot to shit. That's a really good way to start. There's actually no need for it, is there? There's actually no need for it. I've been homeschooling my son for about 2 years now. The doctors told me that in the beginning of the process, he probably would not be able to have a conversation with me. 2 years later, after homeschooling him, well, he's been saying a lot. Pretty sure I've edited out most of that, but he's been talking up a storm, all kinds of words, and he's on and several words to form a sentence, and pretty soon he will be replying accordingly. So there is an agenda out there to ruin each and every melanated family that is positive, that wants to thrive and survive and live the right way, the way that God intended us to live. You all must know this. I'm tired of Joseline Hernandez and women like her. I'm tired of other women that are so intimidated when one woman walks into the room because you can't look like her. You could be beautiful yourself, but you can't just have with this one part. It's as if it'll never be enough. That is such a downfall of pretty women, isn't it? Pretty women are literally the worst they can be. Or is it that can be a curse and a blessing? I'm so glad I don't look at myself as that. I'm much more than that, much more than the look. There's so many different sides to me, I don't even see how you could put me in one box or one word. And that's just the way it is. You know, it really, 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 really boggles my mind, though, how such a beautiful woman, such a beautiful body, she has a very attractive man, she has money, she has success, but she cannot stand there long enough to express herself without being violent, without putting her hands on someone. That's ridiculous. How is Joseline going to feel when the day comes when her daughter is attacked? Because I tell you the truth, we live in the world. We live in a world where none of us are protected from fate, destiny, karma. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. And it's long written before she's had anything to do with anything at all. It's in the Bible. Our children pay for our sins. That is the way it is. This is the reason why we must follow the rules of the commandments and live a sinless life, so that we don't have to watch them suffer. There is a way that you can break this cycle. And it seems as though no one wants to break it until it's too late. No one wants to stop the foolishness and shenanigans until there's an ambulance at their door. Until it's their kid. Or until it's them. This is horrible what I watched Joseline Hernandez do to that woman. She choked her. She was choking her out. That means ending her life. There's nothing in the world that is that serious, but hate. Hate is serious. Hate is a problem, and it doesn't matter how beautiful you are or how much money you have. Obviously, if you have hate in your heart, you will still be the most ugly, disgusting, distorted creature that would only be suitable for hell. Well, I pray for all of you and me and our souls, and I hope to see you in the kingdom of heaven. Bye.